Greetings, AP Calculus students. The AP exam is right around the corner, and I want to give you the equation for success, right? Now, this isn't the most extravagant and intricate equation in the world. In fact, it's a very simple equation for success. And I pretty much mentioned this in previous videos. I may have like 3 to 5 videos with the same message, but it's the type of message that needs to be repeated and inculcated for people to truly understand it and truly adhere to its most holy principles. So you want to know the equation for success on the AP exam, whether Calculus AB or BC, or your AP course, how to be successful, how to do better. Let me give you the ingredients to the equation. It's very simple. Study and do problems, and ask for help when needed. That's the equation for success. Now, it sounds simple. Well, it actually is fairly simple, but let me elaborate a little if I may. So what do I mean by study? Just memorizing some rules and theorems? No, there is a degree of memorizing, but I don't want you just to memorize the chain rule formula, however that formula was given to you. Because just memorizing the chain rule formula is not enough. You also have to look at the examples you did when doing the chain rule to be able to pinpoint what makes a problem a chain rule problem. What makes a problem a U substitution problem? What makes a problem a completing the square arctan integral problem? So more than just studying the formulas, you have to look at the examples that you did in class and have a very good understanding of what makes a certain problem qualify for a particular rule. Other than just studying the theorems, you must understand the conditions that must exist for you to be able to utilize a particular theorem. Does the function only have to be continuous on a particular interval? Or does the function have to be continuous and differentiable on a particular interval to make a certain theorem applicable? So I say study, but you know, this is real studying. This is a little deep studying. So we're not just studying our derivative rules, though we need to study that. Our integration rules, though we need to study that. We're not just studying our trig values, though we need to know that. Properties of logarithms, we need to know that. We're also studying, in addition to all those facts that we need to know, we're also studying why a certain problem is the type of problem that it is. Like, why do I have to ln both sides of this equation? What makes me have to do that? What makes this particular problem a differential equation? What makes this particular problem an exponential growth problem? So you have to really study, because a big problem some students have is they see a problem and they don't know what to do with the problem. Is this integration by parts? Is this U sub? Do I need to do some type of algebraic manipulation, long division or something? Improper fractions. So, partial fractions. So you really have to study not just the rule, not just the theorem, but also what type of problems did we have to use? Did we use when we were doing this particular rule? So in addition to studying, and you should study daily, by the way. So I've said this before, you want to be successful. I would think if you're looking at this video, you actually want to be successful. And sometimes we say it more than we act on it. If you really want to be successful, you have to be obsessed with this stuff. You have to live, breathe, and drink AP Calculus. Like, this is your appetizer, your entree, and yes, your dessert. So if you come with that attitude, you're gonna be successful. There's no doubt about it, but you have to have that attitude. So you have to study every day, and you have to do problems every minute. So do problems. That's the big one. So I'm as good as I am at this stuff because I've done a whole lot of problems. And what doing a whole lot of problems has done is it exposed me to the different novelties. They were novel, of course, until I did them, and now they're no longer a novelty. So I've been exposed to a wide variety of problems and nuances, which equips me to better handle more nuanced or novel problems that I may encounter in the future. Because the more problems you do, the more problems you're prepared to do. Just think about it when you were first learning integration. So whatever you did that first day of integration, just imagine if that's the only type of integration you would ever seen. And think about all the integration techniques you learned after that. Whether it was U-sub, natural log substitution, completing the square with arctan or arcsine, integration by parts, partial fractions, whatever techniques you learned after that. Imagine if you only did what you did that first day. So what you did the days after helped. And so the more problems you do is going to help. Now, if you really become obsessed with this stuff, and you start to study every day, perhaps you're going to see stuff on your notes that you may not understand. If you start to do problems every minute, you're going to encounter some problems that maybe you don't understand. That's perfectly fine. And that's when you ask for help. However you want to ask for help, whether that's with your teacher, one of your genius classmates, your older sibling that's already went through this, something on YouTube, however it takes to get your question answered, please get your question answered. Because you don't want to, me personally, I don't think, some people will tell you just work on the stuff you're good at and the stuff maybe you don't understand, whether it's, I don't know, related rates or maybe U-sub or whatever it is that you supposedly don't understand. Don't concentrate on that. No, you want to do both. So those things that you're very good at, whatever that is, you want to do a billion problems doing that stuff. And those things you have struggled with, you want to do a billion problems doing that stuff. It's just the things that you struggle with, perhaps you're going to have to ask some questions and get your questions answered. That's fine, because getting those questions answered is going to make you better. So the things that you don't understand right now, whatever it is that you don't understand, if it's just one little small nuance of a particular problem, a certain type of U-sub problem gives you issues. A certain type of chain rule problem gives you issues. A certain type of implicit differentiation problem gives you issues. So whatever it is that gives you issues, I want you to attack those type of problems and ask questions and get your questions answered. And then when you get your question answered, you're able to do more problems. I know it's difficult to say if you don't really have a good understanding of optimization. I know it's difficult for someone to say, do 1,000 optimization problems and you don't understand optimization. So that's why we say, ask for help. So again, the equation for success is quite simple. Study, do problems, ask for help. In that order. We'll see you next time.